Today on our show,
Get out your boners, because we can be talking about Game of Throners. That's right. We're going to do the entire Game of Thrones season thus far today on Fat Kev and Little Mark. I'm Batman.
Who's that in Poison Ivy's garden? It's Kevin Smith and Mark Thornton. Two fat men on Batman.
Welcome to Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Mark Bernardin.
All right, kids.
Hey.
Game of Thrones. What season is this?
This is 7.
You watching it?
Loving it.
You're all caught up.
Yes.
Spoilers. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones this season thus far, any of the, it's been 4 episodes so
4
far?
episodes.
Fuck off, because we're going to talk about
Why did you even
dragons
click?
and shit, and dragons' red things popping out, all the shit we've seen so far.
Poison.
Dirty dragon shit. We were going to talk Game of Thrones. We're going to spoil the fuck out of it. So if you haven't seen it yet this season, turn it off. Go watch something else. Go watch one of our other videos where we don't talk about Game of Thrones. But right now, we're discussing the Iron Throne.
Dragons.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holy fuck, that
Dude,
last episode.
holy shit.
Well, let's do the episode 1, set the table, kind of slow. Anything
Remind me
cool
what happens
happen?
in episode 1.
Let me take a peek. I watch it on my phone all the time, man. Let's see. Here's how.
I feel like episode 1 was Dany getting to Dragonstone, right? She
Let's
sets
see.
up shop.
Dragonstone, yeah. And let's see what their description is. Oh, shit. Don't turn it on. Well, we don't want to do that.
The great game is terrifying.
God damn it. Now they're all starting. Yes. The first episode was Dragonstone.
Right.
The big moment was Daenerys getting to Westeros, essentially, right?
Her ancestral home of Dragonstone, where
Yes.
the Targaryens ruled for centuries.
Yes, touching ground. And last time we saw that place was with Stannis Baratheon. He used that
Right.
castle to plan his war from.
Right.
That shit went well for him.
Apparently, Dragonstone is awesome luck for people launching sieges onto Westeros.
And thus far this season, Dany hasn't had much luck at all. Has she?
No,
God,
I
we
think-
sound like color commentators on,
Has
on
she?
sports. Has she?
Well, I'll tell you, Kev, it's been going pretty poorly for Daenerys Targaryen and her crew.
If only that scorpion hadn't shot an arrow into, was it Drago?
Yeah, Drogon.
Drogon. Fuck, man. Let me tell you something. Here's my quick Game of Thrones story. So that's episode, the one that just happened
4.
last week. 4.
Spoils of War.
I was just telling these cats before we started. I was in England, the land of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones land. And then I went to France as well. Then before I left France, I paid an exorbitant amount on fucking...
Franks.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, I took that. I had a governor on my phone. You go overseas, you use your cell phone, use data or whatever. Fucking, it's a lot of money and shit. So you can hook up through, like, you know, a Wi-Fi system or something like that. But if you do that, you can't watch your programs from back home. You got to be on a VPN or something. So I just used, the 4G network and blew through all my fucking time.
Cost you $700 to watch an episode of Game of Thrones.
It literally was. That is fucking it, dude. I called them up. I was like, I can't watch Game of Thrones, man. They were like, you went over all your data. And I was like, I'm a grown-ass man. Don't tell me that. Like, I can pay my bills. Give me my data back. And they're like, we'll take the governor off, but we just want you to know, like, it's going to go like crazy. And like, it'll shut down again at the next $1,000 mark. And I was like, well, I won't hit there. $750
Holy shit.
to watch Game of Thrones in fucking Europe. You know what? It was worth it. It's goddamn worth it. I know I've lost perspective and shit like that. Yes, the little boy that made Clerks has forgotten what money is and what it's worth. But I love the show, man.
You can spend $15 a month on HBO.
I
Or
bought-
$750 a day.
Just to
in
watch it
Paris
in
to
Europe.
watch an episode.
Crazy. So I watched it in France before we took off, and then we took off, and I lost Wi-Fi signal, and there was no Wi-Fi. I know, and fucking no Wi-Fi going across the sea. Even if there was, I wouldn't be able to watch HBO Go. So for the 8-hour flight, I watched 30 minutes of the show. The last 10 minutes hadn't happened. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Whole flight across the Atlantic, I was sitting there. They're like, can we get you something? I'm like, fucking HBO. Can you get me that?
to drink, Mr. Smith?
Yeah,
Dragons.
Dragons mead or whatever the fuck. So when we landed in Los Angeles, like as soon as I got off the plane, man, I fucking hooked my shit up, and I was waiting for the bag, just watching, going, yes, bitch, no, don't shoot the dragon. Like, oh, I got fucking real tight. So it's
I mean, that last episode, the last 25 minutes,
yes.
is unbelievable for any number of reasons. I mean, A, they spent all of the money.
It was called the Spoils of War.
Spoils
that
of
episode.
War. The Battle of the Bastards, which was last season's big
Yeah.
giant fucking combat palooza,
Was impressive.
was impressive. They spent 30 days shooting just that fight scene last year.
Right.
They spent about the same just
Doing the
shooting
loot
this.
train.
Doing the loot
sequence here?
train. The loot train
That's what
raid.
they call it, the loot train raid.
And it's an amazing sequence, not just because of the choreography and the logistics of it, but they found a way to put you in the middle of a battle scene where you're rooting for both sides.
I know. That was astounding, dude. I was sitting there going like, fucking, I don't want anybody shooting the dragon. I want the dragon to fucking burn who's ever trying to shoot him. But I love Sir, what is it, Bronn of the Blackwater?
Bronn of the Blackwater.
Oh my God, he's not me in the show, but he's the common man. He's my way into that
Totally.
show and shit like that. I've always loved him.
Your name's Dickon.
Yeah, that was the story. And so then you're sitting there throughout the whole battle, like you said, you're going, oh man, I don't know who I want to win here. I hope nobody fucking dies.
Yeah, like Jamie started the series as a villain. He pushed a boy out a window. so he could-
Episode 1, he pushes a little boy out the window.
So he could fuck his sister. Like, clearly the bad guy.
Understandable.
Understandable. I mean,
As we've all felt in our lives.
don't have a sister. I'm cool.
He should be a fucking bad guy. But
He should be.
instead,
And they
we
built
love
him as a bad guy, but over the course of those seasons, they've cut off his hand. They brought him low. They made him a prisoner.
That didn't even do it for him. He at the end of it all, he has a good heart. Yes, he fucks his sister, which doesn't mean he's got a bad heart. It means
No.
like maybe he needs a fucking stern talking to. But that aspect of him doesn't make him a bad guy. The Kingslayer, we understand he did that to save the kingdom.
Yeah.
So I can't really dislike him for that. The only thing he's still got against him is that he pushed Bran out the window in episode 1. But based on current Bran, we should have him push him out the window again. Bran has become
The
the
three-eyed
emo
raven.
fucking three-eyed raven. He's just like, nothing matters. Everything is goth.
Chaos is a ladder.
Well, that was awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Because he was quoting motherfucker back to him. Like
See,
when Littlefinger went cold and shit, that's because Littlefinger had like a couple seasons back, he was telling people like chaos is a ladder. While everybody is fucking going nuts, you use it to climb up and shit. So when he said chaos is a ladder, chaos is a ladder. And then Littlefinger went all fucking like
shit.
Littlefinger. That was a cool tie-in. But other than that, fucking emo Bran, man.
See, I
who
like-
likes to sit around with his sisters and be like, "You look so nice in your white wedding dress that night."
I watched you get raped from
Like,
deep
it's
beyond
like,
the wilds.
All right, I'll see you later, Bran.
You're
Enjoy the tree.
fucking weird.
I'm going inside.
See, I kind of like him now.
you?
Because he reminds me a little bit of Paul Atreides, of Muad'Dib.
Oh, when he went fucking
Like
deep,
after he fucking takes the water
takes
of life
the water,
and
he's
whatever.
got
Like,
the blue eyes.
I was bend like a reed in the wind. Like I've seen it all, I've done it all, I've transcended, and I'm now a being beyond space and time. Like
This
there's
is
something
like
kind of
his
cool.
Jesus in the temple moment, where
Totally.
he's like, "Didn't you know I had to do my father's work?" And Mary's like, "Your father? This guy's not even your father.
He's a
like
dick."
easy with the father talk." And Joseph looks at me like, "Yeah, who is the fucking father?" So yes, I guess there was a bit of that, but
Yeah.
still, I prefer Bran before he became the three-eyed raven. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm glad it's happening, but.
Yeah, I
Seems
just-
like he'd be easier to be around before he was the three-eyed raven. Now everything's fucking darkness. and
I just
shit.
like that this
He's
was
just
the
like meh. You could see him quietly moshing alone at a teen dance club in the 80s and shit. Listening to Judas Priest while everyone else is listening to The Roof. The Roof. He's got a Walkman listening to Judas Priest and shit.
I just like that this was also the episode where we get to see, it registers how much each one of these Stark kids have paid to get where they are.
Yes.
Like Bronn has basically
This is
given up.
when Bron's reminding people.
Yeah, it's like,
remember
oh,
what
yeah.
happened to you? Remember what happened to you? So they're like, all right, motherfucker.
Simmer that, I was there. I know.
Yeah, I remember. It's weird that you do. Yeah, that is true, man.
You know,
Like
you
that
see-
one shot of Arya showing up and seeing Winterfell and then running into the Jay and Silent Bob of Winterfell at the front gates who are like, fuck off.
Fuck off, fuck you.
That dude was my hero, and he was telling the other guys, like, look, you'll fucking do it, or I'll punch you right in the fucking face. I was like, more of them. That motherfucker winds up in the Iron Throne, I'll tell you that right now. He knows how to throw his weight around.
My name is Clive, and I'm the king of the Seven Kingdoms.
He was fucking telling, look, fuck off. To a little girl. but she's a killer. Oh shit, that
Yeah.
scene where she was like
She and Lady Brienne.
against Brienne of Tarth. Fighting, that's fighting. It didn't mean jerking off. It's like when they're doing this shit. You saw all of the styles that she has grown up, not just like being what do they call faceless or
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
being taught there in the house of
Black and white.
Black and white. You also saw a bit of the water dancer. The first guy who taught her,
Florio.
Florio, was like one of my favorite characters in the show, and they iced him like right away.
What do
Should've
we
known
say
right
to
there.
death? Not today.
Not today. Run, child. And you're like, this motherfucker's gonna fuck everyone up with a wooden stick, and then he gets killed. And you're like, no,
Right away.
But then later on, they kill the main character, and you're like, oh shit, all right.
I guess we're doing that.
So. Yes, watching her fight Brienne and watching her like pull the dagger and like be fucking a smile going ear to ear, that was really special. Now that dagger, we know it has historical significance because Littlefinger was fucking like, hey man, this is the dagger that was almost used to kill you and shit. And there's a bit of a mystery as to like where the dagger come from and shit like that. Where do you think it has? Well, number one, that dagger is in Arya's hands now.
Right, and
there's
it's
no
Valyrian
way
steel.
it's Valyrian steel. There's no way. That's
Motherfuckers are not losing their heads.
they're not. Yeah, come on. Walkers are gonna fall under that blade, and if you're gonna give it to anybody, give it to her because fuck, she can do some nice quick bit of business.
I mean, how awesome is it going to eventually be when the White Walkers show up at Winterfell, and it's like
Arya and her little knife,
Arya and her little sticker
her
and her
needle
knife.
too,
Electric Boogaloo.
which is far superior. Yes, Arya seeing Winterfell was
Can't wait for that
fantastic.
shit.
Sansa being in charge of Winterfell.
Yes.
And I watched the after the Game of Thrones where the two dudes are always like talking all serious about it and shit. I love that. It's like my porn. I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. Like they're really fucking diving deep, and it's like we're talking about a show about dragons. I love it. So they talked about like last time these two were together. This one is like, I want to fight. I want to fight when she was little.
I want to get married.
And the other one, wanted to be a lady. And they both got what they want. It's like that fucking Taxi song by what's his name? Fucking like me. I'm flying in my taxi, getting tips and getting stoned. Whatever the fuck. Remember, she wanted to be an actress. I was
I
going to
just
learn
wanna
to fly. She set off to find the footlights. I set off to find the sky. Harry Chapin.
Harry Chapin.
There it is.
Had to have been.
They both got what they wanted. She became, but way more than they ever
Yeah,
imagined.
fucking hell.
She became a fucking killer, and she became the queen of Winterfell.
The
essentially,
Lady
right?
of Winterfell.
But no, she's not married to Jon. If Jon gets married one day, would she be the queen of Winterfell?
Well, I mean, Winterfell wouldn't have a queen. Winterfell would only have the lady because Lord
He's the
Stark.
king of the North.
He's the king of the North, but not the king of Winterfell.
Good point. So would there be a queen of the North if he gets married?
If he does, there would be.
He had one for a minute, right? Before the Red Wedding when they're like,
Yeah.
right then and there, I should have stopped watching this fucking show. Any show that stabs a pregnant woman in the belly is just, it's up to no good.
Although
but
that
man,
gets-
oh man, it's just,
That gets
it
it set
does
up.
no
Us-
good so right.
Us watching Arya kill every fucking Frey left.
Yeah.
All the Freys.
Yeah, and
Walder
she gave
Frey
him the
all
pie
Freys.
and shit.
Yeah.
She was like, eat your boys.
Where's my son? My worthless son.
Ate your son. Now we're just making up dialogue. In bad accent. Yeah, that was badass. And then they did a fucking cool callback to it with my man Hot Pie, who I believe will wind up on the Iron Throne. He's a survivor. That's what he told her. You know me, Arya. I'm a survivor.
Harry. You're a wizard, Harry.
He said like he finally was like, you look good as a girl. Can't believe I thought you were a boy. But anyway, old Hot Pie was talking about how to brown the butter when you're making a cake or making a pie and
That sounds way dirtier than I think it should.
brown the butter.
Brown that butter, son.
And she was just like, I didn't do that. And he's like, you're making pie? She's like, yeah. I did too." Shecky, that's Shecky's favorite part of the show. She's like, I love Arya. I love when she kills shit. And puts it into pies. Yeah, we got to see Walder Frey. Was that the opening of episode 1?
Episode 2, I think.
2? Got to see Walder Frey meet his fucking maker and shit like
And we
that.
got to see Lady Oleana, the Tyrell of High Garden.
Diana Rigg.
Diana
right?
Rigg,
The
yes.
Great Diana Rigg. Yeah, what a fucking, I mean, she was a major player like last season and this season.
Yeah, she's part of the inner council
Lady
for
Tyrell,
Dany.
House Tyrell. What's her name? Lady
Olenna.
Olenna. But fuck, did they let her go? I mean, she was the big casualty thus far in the
Right.
season. Shecky! We're talking about fucking thrones.
High Garden.
Yeah, man. Fucking, she lost poor Marjorie and her brother last season and shit.
Yeah, Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. She lost the Iron Fist. She didn't save him. And then, you know, she was helping Danny plan the war and shit like that. But Jamie kind of smoked him out.
Yeah. And she was the only one who ever gave Danny good advice, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, well,
It's
she was just like,
you
we're
come
women.
from dragons.
Yeah.
Be a dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
Poosh!
And she said, she was like, you know, your man, he gives you good advice, but, you know, no
Yeah.
man, every man who's ever given me advice is dead. And shit like that. But then Jamie comes and storms her castle
Yep.
while the Unsullied think they're taking
Casterly
Rock. They fucking, you know, did a bait and switch, and they went and fucking killed the old lady soldiers and
Yeah,
took over
all her
Highgarden.
and took all her money.
And her money, all the loot that's in the loot train and shit. And so they could pay back the Iron Bank.
Because the Lannisters
Always pay their debts if it means cutting throats and shit.
Fuck yes.
So Jamie gets to like sit down and tell Lady Olenna
Oleana?
Tyrell,
Sure.
Diana Rigg, that hey man, what is her, the Queen of Thorns or something?
Yes, Queen of Thorns. Emma Peel. We'll just call her Emma Peel.
And they give her this swan song scene, man, where she douses some, drinks some poison, and then she gets to like just fucking tell Jamie to his face, "I killed your boy."
Will this poison hurt? Unlike your son,
She's like, "Good."
because your son died horribly.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, I
Clutching
was
at his
hoping that
throat.
it would be. I didn't know he would turn purple. Purple was a nice bonus.
Didn't you think he was going to be like, just hack her in two?
Yeah.
What kept his hand, man? Well,
mean,
because
it
he's
is-
only got one.
Ah!
That's what stayed his hand. It was gold. Yeah, man. Like that's another reason I think Jamie's a good guy, because anyone else, if he was true shit heel, she gets through half that little fucking speech,
Yep.
or even finishes it, and he just fucking guts her Game of Thrones style. But you know he didn't. I think he's got a good heart. He's a decent man, but he's in love with the wrong fucking person. I mean, not just on the whole like biological level, we're related, but Jesus, what
No,
a
she's a
what a
horrible-
hateful harpy this woman is. Cersei is on fire this season, man, and she seems to be winning the Game of Thrones, if you will.
Thus far.
Although last episode, tides turn as Danny was like, "Fuck this, I got a dragon," and she never-ending storied it into the fucking into the field with her luck dragon and started fucking taking shit out. That was glorious.
Atreyu!
Wasn't it amazing, dude? Fucking just the breathtaking shots of the dragon. Like everyone's reaction, Jamie Lannister's reaction, him and Bronn where they're fucking looking. Like it's so awesome. Like everybody else in the Game of Thrones world gets to now see the dragons. You get to see their reactions to the dragons. And you still feel kind of the same way when you see a dragon. Like it takes my breath away. I'm like, oh, and I've never been a swords and sorcery kind of guy. I like comic books and shit like that and sci-fi and fantasy, but like I always drew the line at like fucking orcs and swords and shit.
See,
But
I was always that guy, though.
you liked it. You went deeper. You were
I
like,
went
let's
deeper.
play D&D.
I played D&D in high school. Some of my
you?
first books I read were Conan the Barbarian books.
I loved Conan.
Yeah, there were dragons and shit in there.
I'll be honest, dude. It's just fucking Lord of the Rings was real tough for me.
It's a
real
tough sit?
Oh my god, those movies were long. It felt like watching the Bible. Like you know, everyone had 1,000 names and everyone was holy as fuck.
I took my wife to go see Fellowship of the Ring, and she didn't know it was a trilogy. And so we get to the end. She's like, "Are they still fucking walking? This is bullshit."
That's all they're gonna do.
She
man.
would have dropped the mic and broken a door off and flipped the table if there was one in the theater.
Those movies, we had those Lord of the Rings movies back in the 80s, Mark. We just called it aerobicize. That's where people would fucking exercise. That's all they do in those movies. They exercise, and then they sit and talk, and then they exercise a little more. You would think I'd love the talky parts, but like...
Not so much.
And again, I'm not saying like these movies are brilliant craftsmanship. Peter Jackson is a fucking fantastic genius and deserves every plaudit he ever got. But that
Didn't
shit
pop your
didn't
cork?
really pop my cork at all. This shit not only pops my cork, it tops it off and keeps fucking jerking me off after I've nutted. And I'm like, stop it. And they're like, no way.
No, Dracarys!
You're gonna come twice in a fucking row before I let it go. I'm like, why are you so hostile?
I got a right to be hostile.
It has been spellbinding.
Yeah.
That episode.
And we are just 4 in, dude.
Yeah, how many more are left in this season? 3. 3 in
more.
this season, and then
then-
there's a final season to come.
Final season.
How long do we have to wait for that final season? I know I'm
15
asking.
years.
Oh my God. I should just love the one I'm with, which is the current season,
Yeah.
instead of worrying about what happens next season.
It's gonna be
'cause
another,
We do
like,
have 3
18
more to
months.
go. First episode, Dragonstone, wonderful
Mm.
but slow. Nothing really going on. When we get to Stormborn, that's the one where Theon and
Right, and Yara get
Yara's
captured
fleet
by-
gets attacked by Euron. What a prick. This
I
is the
know.
new Ramsay, right?
They need a prick. They need a heel.
But to be fair, he's a charming prick. And I bumped into him at the London Film and Comic Con. Me and Mark were at the London Film and Comic Con.
Which was so much fun.
Had a blast. Did Fat Man on Batman there. I saw the dude played Euron. I'm pretty sure it's him. And then somebody said, Euron's here. And I was like, I couldn't think I saw him in the hallway. He was with his wife and his kid. And his kid was like, upset. She wanted to go outside. And I waved at her. And he goes, too many orcs she's seen. And out she went. Adorable. But yeah, in that fucking show,
Oh,
what a prick.
he shows up like the fucking Goblin King of Westeros.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. And gets in Jamie's face and
Yes.
asks for advice on how to have sex with his sister.
Does you like a finger in the bum?
Oh my God.
So
This
good.
show's off the chain. So this season thus far has been fucking
Yeah,
aces.
I'm on board. I mean, I have been for 7 years, but
I know. Queen's Justice episode.
what happened in that one?
That was where the sand snakes.
Oh,
the
right.
two, like she kisses the daughter, and she's like, "You're gonna watch her rot in this jail." And then she goes and like fucks the shit out of her brother. And then the next morning, like there's a knock at the door, and he's like, "We can't be seen together."
I'm
And
the
she's like,
fucking queen.
"Yeah." She goes, "Fuck it all." And then she answers the door, and the fucking person at the door like sees Jamie and her and does the mental math and shit. And she's just like, "You got a meeting?" And she's like, "Whatever. Bring me fresh sheets. I just fucking messed these with my brother." Like that was insane. She didn't say that exactly, but that was the implication and shit.
And then we got Ser Jorah. Poor Ser Jorah.
Being healed by fucking Samuel Tarly. Man.
Yes.
Yeah. And
baby
I like
monster.
the addition of what's his name?
Jim Broadbent.
Yes, who's been wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, healing Ser Jorah, and Daenerys told him, "I command you to heal yourself," and she was crying. He's gonna come back and be like,
Fuck yes.
I fucking did it." And now she's got to take him back. She can't be like, "Well, you tried to kill me and shit like
No,
that."
it's
He
gonna be
loves her.
all of the love.
He loves her. He needs to be there. He'll give his life for her. I guarantee you. He will die at somebody's hand to save Daenerys.
But now there's going to be like 9 people in love with Daenerys.
Well, yeah, there's way more than that.
Tyrion's in love with her. Fucking Jon
Tyrion,
Snow.
I never got
I
the
mean, he's not
impression-
in love. It's more like
He gave her that beautiful speech last season about
Yeah.
like when she made right before she made him the hand, where he was like, "I don't believe in anything, but I do believe in you."
right, like it's not romantic love. It's absolute devotion.
Yes.
And Jon Snow, it's like, oh, I think she's got a good heart. I've seen you looking at her good heart.
Yeah. Do you think they get together? Fire and ice.
I mean, that's what
That's
that's where the show is pointing us, which is why I don't think it happens.
Everybody fucks in this show. Why not them?
I
Oh yeah, you don't
suppose.
think it will? I thought they were related in some weird way.
Yeah, she is his aunt.
But that
I
doesn't
believe.
stop people on the show.
No, incest is never a barrier to romance.
It is. It's a fantastic season. What are the dudes' names? Benioff and Weiss.
Yes. Dan Weiss and DB Weiss and David Benioff.
One of them's married to Amanda Peet.
The other one, I don't know who he's married to.
That's fucking 2 huge wins in life, dude. You get to make a Game of Thrones, and you're married to Amanda Peet.
Like from here, you should just retire from the field with
We
honor.
should have 2 fucking things. Hey,
Just one thing.
buddy. No, man.
Share the fucking wealth.
Keep doing both. That sounded dirtier than I meant to. I fucking love this show. It's fantastic, and we're not alone. We're not converting
No.
anybody here.
So, have you never seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, check it out.
Maybe you
New
should
show.
watch.
It's got dragons. There it is, man. Fuck Game of Thrones, current season. We'll check back in after the last 3 episodes.
Yes,
as
for
well.
sure.
But until then, that's all we got this week on Fat Man on Batman. Tune in next week, man. Until then, for Fat Man on Batman, I'm Kevin Smith.
I am the god of tits and wine.
Wow. That's his new handle. Look for him at the God of Tits and Wine, Bernardin 38, because there were 37 more in front of him.
I mean, it's a cue.
Tune in, same fat time, same fat channel, smodcast.com or
YouTube.com/Kevin Smith.